Hi, I'm Kendall with the Rawls Group. The old African proverb, "it takes a village," illustrates the essential nature of a team approach to succession planning. Succession planning is a complex endeavor. As such, it requires leveraging the expertise of a diversity of backgrounds. Collaboration and different expert opinions provides a 360-degree approach, ensuring the possible, probable, and potential issues impacting your long-term vision are addressed. To provide insight into common questions received from business owners, we are leveraging the village of our valued strategic relationships. As you listen to this episode, you'll be able to immediately apply the key takeaways and you'll come back for more. Now we're going to focus on, what do we think the other side of COVID-19 looks like? What can businesses do to prevent and mitigate this type of situation in the future?
There's a silver lining to the pandemic and the shutdown. We got the long anticipated recession after 11 to 12 years of strong economic performance, but we jammed it into just a few months. As a result, we expect a nice upward trajectory in both economic indicators and financial performance for the next several years. Unemployment should migrate downward, interest rates should stay low for the foreseeable future, and oil prices appear to be headed for a stable and moderate level. The best news, car sales should improve consistently. The reality is the pandemic has shifted more attention to digital solutions for consumers, including home delivery for sales and service, and removing pain points when purchasing a car. Dealers have to be prepared to invest both capital and time innovating their business and leaving the old way of selling and servicing cars behind. For those dealers with the foresight, the commitment, and candidly the stomach for implementing major changes in how they conduct business, you can position yourself to take share from the competition, but you have to be willing to allocate resources and the time to pursue these new solutions. There are a lot of providers offering digital products, but the truly successful groups out there are those that are building customized solutions that differentiate themselves from the rest of the competition. These dealers are the ones that are highly creative, forward-thinking, and willing to take risk to reinvent their business. The reality is, in this evolution we're seeing in the business, if you couple it with living through 2008 and now the coronavirus, it's going to cause some dealers to pursue an exit strategy. Their businesses are really quite valuable now, but likely will erode over time as large consolidators and innovators take share and the dealer's income falls. The automotive retail industry continues to be one of constant change, and if you want to mitigate future disruption, dealers have to be on the forefront of innovation. They have to be willing and prepared to constantly evaluate and implement new ways of doing business as their customers' interests shift.
I think we've transitioned from the hope that the effects of the pandemic would be short-lived to the reality that we'll be feeling the effects for some time to come. I'm hopeful, however, that vaccines and maybe some continued lesser version of social distancing will allow us to restore our way of living to pre-coronavirus times. The question is, what does that look like? The most probable answer is that no one knows exactly. For the most part, states are allowing businesses to resume with new precautions in place. And for all of us, there is a responsibility to ensure the safety of employees as well as customers. For auto dealerships, this includes probably continued use of face masks, disinfecting all high-touch areas, and certainly customer vehicles. We will continue to see pickup and delivery of vehicles for service and possibly even new vehicle deliveries for test drives in some markets. In typical fashion, most dealers have taken a whatever-it-takes attitude over the past few months. Some dealers, unfortunately, are already running out of new vehicle inventory of their most popular models, hurting an already slow sales period during the pandemic. Used vehicle supply may be down, but the delta between wholesale and retail prices is still playing a game of cat and mouse. You may not have much choice in waiting for new car inventory, but you can get aggressive with used vehicles, searching further and wider while accepting skinnier margins in order to maintain enough units on hand to attract traffic and offer a good selection. I think everyone has accepted the benefits of not only browsing inventory, but actually completing sales online as much as possible, including F&I. While there's nothing like face-to-face contact, the competition keeps pushing the envelope in this area, and to compete effectively, we need to play catch-up. One of the unknowns we're dealing with includes whether there will be a resurgence of coronavirus. I hope not, but be prepared for continued uncertainty. This may, unfortunately, require revisiting staffing after stimulus retention and rehiring requirements are fulfilled. I hate to say that, as I am a firm believer in taking care of our employees first. Some dealers have done a great job in building cash reserves, and those who have are not under the gun quite as much. But in this capital-intensive, low-margin business with the ever-present pressure of manufacturer requirements for facilities upgrades, there are some highly leveraged dealers out there. And therein lies perhaps the best advice, whether it's making up for lost revenues or preparing for the next downturn. Stay on top of your numbers. Know where you stand with every department and every rooftop. Keep up with local market conditions. How are consumers responding to various global and national events, and what does that mean for each dealership locally? The bottom line is that no one really knows how this year will end up and how much business will be affected by the pandemic. Listen to your advisors. Look to your vendors for products and services that will help you win new business. Manage your business tightly and continuously review your numbers. I've seen some recent numbers that indicate dealers are setting new sales records while others are still struggling. As many of my clients have reminded me, we've been through difficult times before and we'll get through this one as well.
Do you have a burning question you want to discuss with an expert? Feel free to submit it via the Ask an Expert link featured on the page. Continue to listen to this series now or come back later for more. Each question featured may want you to learn something new.